Welcome to the Friends of Honor, powered by Budweiser Nevada Beverage. This episode of Friends of Honor is powered by Red, White, and Blue, supporting the mission of Folds of Honor, Nevada. All right, hi everybody, and welcome to the Friends of Honor podcast. We were here with another very special show with a couple of great guests. My sidekick,
whatever.
Susie Draney back.
Good to be back.
I'm glad to have you. You look great in that the Folds of Honor shirt right there.
See?
And ready to do this again, and for a great cause, certainly,
Absolutely.
too, is nice.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Okay, our guests here. Let's jump into it. On the far side, Bob Jones, Aviation Nation here out at Nellis Air Force Base.
Correct.
Always a marvelous event coming up. And Jason Sanborn, who is the director of poker here at the South Point, is where we do this from. You see the sports book behind us. But at the South Point, talking about a very special event coming up.
Yeah, we got a tournament coming up on the 27th for Folds of Honor. We're going to give away a $10,000 World Series of Poker seat. Should be a great event. We're expecting somewhere in the 100 to 150 player range. Should be able to generate some good money for the charity.
Susie, poker player, what do you think? Have you?
I mean,
You can, you have, you.
if I tell you I am, then that means I'm
Oh,
not. So
wait
I have
a
to have
second.
a poker face, right?
She got her sunglasses.
Absolutely, that's how you get them started.
So it's March 27th, you said?
March 27th, 6:30 start time. We'll probably open registration about an hour before that.
Okay.
So just come on down and you'll be able to sign up over at the Grandview Lounge right next to our poker room.
Awesome. What is the most you've seen a poker player win here?
Here, we get some sizable games sometimes. We have a 10-20 PLO.
What does that mean, 10-20 PLO?
PLO is pot limit Omaha, so it's a variation on Hold'em. Most people are familiar with no limit Hold'em. This one, you get 4 cards instead of 2, so it makes the possibilities and combination much bigger possibilities. So there are a lot more you're willing to gamble on those ones. So, I mean, we've had anywhere from $30,000 pots in that game, as it does get kind of big when you get people going all in. So
Very cool. That would be exciting.
30,000 on the table for one hand.
One hand.
Yeah.
Well, you recently played for Folds of Honor. Did you?
We did not play well.
Yeah, you were very good.
And it was blackjack, so it was easier. It was have to count
2
to 21.
cards. Yeah, we can't trust you with 5 or 7.
And I think the J, it's a jack. Is that what the J is?
I know,
The Q
yes.
is, you know, I think there's 10.
They might be worth 10.
Yeah, something like that. I lost track after a while. But also Bob Jones from Aviation Nation. What a joy it is to have Nellis, certainly in this valley, in the Vegas Valley, and everything that it brings with the Air Force doing what they do here in the valley. And Aviation Nation, I warn people when it's happening, and it's April this year, 5th and 6th. The skies above Vegas get loud and proud and fun. It's a great event.
Well, it normally is anyway, because we have Red Flag here 4 times a year, and then we also have other large-scale force exercise. So we just you get smoked this time over, through the Thunderbirds and some of the acts that we have. But it's a great time.
And what you've got, okay, so this year, anything special with this year? And I know in a couple of years, you've got a big anniversary coming up for Nellis.
We do. And so for 25, first of all, we're memorializing heroes in aviation. So we have a tie with the Women's Air Service program at Nellis. They used to fly there when we were gunnery range. But we've got like Vicky Bensing, who's the fastest woman right now on the ground in the sky. We've got 5 demonstration teams that will be here. We've also got, we've added what we call a combat arms demo. The one that we do that is really loud is on what we do, our mission out there at Nellis. But we added our sister combat arms demo from World War II. So we got Zeros, we got B-17s. So it's going to be exciting.
Oh no! Come on, you had me at Zeros and B-17s. Okay, as a kid, I remember reading through World War II stuff all the time. The Vietnam War was going on, so that was still active. But I'd read through books and the Japanese Zeros were in there with the P-51 Mustangs and some of the battles they would have, and the B-17. Is when you look at the construction of that airplane, how they just almost sort of threw it together with a crew of 10 and put it up in the skies, and they saved the world.
Yes.
in so many ways. 80 years ago, they saved the world.
And in fact, you mentioned about the P-51. We've got 3 of them that are going to be out there flying, and we've got one that's going to be on the ground that the kids. So you asked what's something different. So on Thursday, we're teaming with the Clark County School. And so about 500 to 600 students are going to come out Thursday morning. And they get an opportunity to do some activities. Plus, they're going to get to do a walk around in an airplane, just like the pilots do before they fly. And they're going to learn other equipment too, besides, because we've got more than just airplanes out at Nellis. So it's called the AIM Festival. So it's aviation, innovation, and mentorship. But that's going on Thursday. And then on Saturday and Sunday, we've got what we call Dream Big, Inspire Festival. So again, it's a STEM type festival, activities for kids. But some of the things you'll see, like right here, our own Rancho High School, with their aviation school and engineering, they've got the 1905 version of the Wright Flyer. It is a Wright. It does fly. It's not flying right now. Yeah. It runs on a Harley Davidson engine, but that's going to be out there. The kids will be able to go around, sit on it, get their picture taken. We've got a lot of other modern aircraft that are going to be around there. Also, we got a couple of special guests that will be showing up. Cyan Proctor, who is the first African-American shuttle pilot. She's going to be there. And then Hillary Coe, who is an advisor to NASA. She did the Artemis program and also SpaceX. And she'll be out there interacting with the kids. So it's just going to be a great time. And it's a family event. And the great thing about it is Aviation Nation is the largest free event in Southern Nevada. We park all of our guests over at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. You know, thanks to them, they donate the parking area. Your bus ride over is free, and the admission is free. So you can't beat that for a day of fun. And we're going to have great weather. That's what the weatherman tells me.
So when did it start here in Nevada? Like, how long have you guys been doing it?
So we've actually way back in Nellis, and we've been around since the 40s. But in the 50s, 60s, we had kind of, you could call it an air show-esque type thing. But really, it was big in 97. That was the 50th anniversary of the Air Force. So we really did it big. Not only ours, but we invited a bunch of coalition partners from South America, Europe, and that. It was a festival. And so we did through about mid-2000, we were doing an air show a year. Yeah. But because of cutbacks on personnel, resources, we went to every other year. So that's why you mentioned, Ron, we're doing this year, 25. Our next air show, we're going back to our original dates in the first week in November. That's going to be the 80th anniversary of the Air Force. And something special, just to give a teaser, is we will have no civilian acts during that. We are going all warbirds, like you were mentioning before, and modern aircraft. And our joint partners, other services, like this year, the folks will get to be able to see the F-18 demo team.
Cool.
Great. Oh no, Vegas can be proud. Nevada can be proud. Certainly, the country proud of what is happening out at Nellis. I want to talk for a moment, also back, Jason, on the poker room here and your event coming up here at the South Point. Again, not a poker player, so I don't know the answer to this question. This won't surprise you that I don't know the answer to a question, Susie, that I'm asking.
Well, you are in the media, so.
Yeah, I don't know the answer, but tell me what, I know Michael Gahn has done some great things here with the South Point. Everything that he's done here has worked and been marvelous. What about aside from the event coming up here for Folds of Honor,
sure.
What about the poker room makes it special that you've got here?
You know, it seems so cliche. Like it seems to be always the answer, but it's the people. Like at the heart of it, it's the people. Mr. Gahn trusts his managers to do their job and to hire the people that he thinks will best service the customers that come in. And and we focus very, very highly on the point of service. So when we interact with the guests, making sure they walk away feeling good about it, making sure that when they come here, they get good value. So all of our pricing is extremely reasonable compared to most other properties in town. I mean, we have $1.50 hot dogs outside the sports book here, and you're not going to find those too much of anywhere. So it's just, at the end of the day, you want to go somewhere where the people remember you and you feel like you're part of the community. And the players that come here, they feel like family. They really do. And, you know, we'll butt heads every once in a while. We'll have disagreements, just like any family. But at the end of the day, they know that we love having them come in here, and hopefully they love coming in. And I think that reflects with how busy we are on random Tuesday afternoons. You know, you would think it was a Friday night with as busy as we are.
Yeah, I was a little late today getting here, and the parking lot is packed. It's free parking. It's just an easy casino, and everybody wants to be here. Like I said, it's a Tuesday afternoon, and you guys are packed, and it's exciting, you know?
No, middle of the week we're taping this, and it's still busy. Here, which is fun to see at this place. So again, the event, and I've got it here in my notes here, but I'm going to go ahead. End of March 27th is when the poker tournament is going to be. Triple P, Patriot Poker at the Point.
Yep.
Wait a second, somebody has some alliteration working. somebody
we
marketing.
We put together the name, and Fools of Honor really contributed a lot to getting this event set up and letting us know what they wanted to do. And then it's up to us to make sure that on the day of the event that everything runs smoothly, which we're very experienced in running these, and our staff does an amazing job. So if you come out, you'll see what we're doing, and you'll have a lot of fun.
$200 buy-in.
Okay.
And if you win, you get a $10,000 value spot in the World Series of Poker.
Really good return on investment.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I played, again, I'm going to my poker experience. And again, I don't know much, and it's, but I was playing in a poker tournament for, again, a local charity, Opportunity Village, and another casino here in town. And the prize was an entrance into the World Series of Poker. We had 100 tables over there. It was a large casino, large room.
Sure.
I didn't have to pay anything. It was a $500 buy-in, $500 rebuy, and I drew hands. I couldn't get out of my way. I was doing so well. I made it to the final table.
That's the best. That's the best thing about poker.
As a guy that's never played poker, a handful of times, but I don't know what beats what. I'm having people have to coach me, which they did. Not other guys at the table, but I know my hand that I still remember it like it was yesterday that I lost on, and then we were down to 3 players left when I went all in and lost it, and didn't get it. But anyway, my point with that long. Horrible story is that anybody, Susie, you can get lucky.
Well, that's
$200. Okay.
So why don't we challenge? So I will do a $200 buy-in in honor of Folds of Honor, and I'll be here, and you do the same. And let's see if we end up at the same table of like how far we can actually go, right? And we'll have a side bet, right?
We'll have a side bet.
There
We'll do it. It is March 27th.
Maybe we should have a poll to see who will go further, you or me.
Oh, that's another one. Yes, you will go further.
Absolutely.
Who are you rooting for? Are you Team Ron or Team
We usually call those last longers in poker. So the one that lasts longer in the tournament will be the one that wins. You know, it's a coin flip. It sounds like Ron has some really good experience, but
I have street smarts. No,
you seem to have it put together.
And the poker face. She's already practicing the poker
I'm already
face.
doing it, but I don't have the patience.
You earlier when she walked in, so I like her chances.
Yeah, well, I'm excited. I think that'll be a super fun event for everybody to come down and really enjoy the South Point and get some action for Folds of Honor and raise some money for our local chapter.
And it really is the best thing about these charity events. You're helping out the community, so you're contributing to a good cause, and you're going to have a fun night. Drinks are included, so you come out and get your drink on, and anybody can win. Like if you get the right combination of cards, that's the nice thing about poker is there is a luck factor. Yeah. So if it's your night, it's your night.
Yep. Sounds like
absolutely. There's a luck factor. Okay, well, go back to Aviation Nation for a moment here, and what we've got here. I've always thought, and I had the opportunity. Here's another story. Had the opportunity to fly with the Thunderbirds back in '96.
Okay, you're on you're on the Wall of Fame then.
That's,
All right,
it was great. It was, you could watch it on YouTube. The story that I did that day in the newscast, and also the raw video of the entire flight. And I pulled 9 Gs. I did 6.5 Gs. Held it for 30 seconds. I threw up at the end. Let's see. I got to fly the plane for a little while.
Full experience.
and it amazes me what a tremendous, I'll say the word blessing it is for here in the Valley, for us to have the Thunderbirds based out of Nellis Air Force Base, and how it makes me smile to see them fly over and hear the sound of freedom. It's marvelous to have them here as part of the aviation nation, certainly, but year round is nice.
Correct. Yeah, and I mean, they do a lot for the community, not only going out and visiting, but, as you recall, during COVID and some of the other hard times the city's been through, they have gone over and flown over the Valley just as kind of a, hey, we're part of the community, cheer up, it's going to get better. But yeah, I mean, flying in F-16, going, hair on fire is crazy. I'm glad you didn't ask me about poker, because I know my limitation, that and karaoke, but yeah, so if people want to know more about this, what the schedule is going to be, we also are pushing alerts because, as you know, Las Vegas Boulevard is under construction, which is one of our main thoroughfares to the Speedway. So they can go to aviationnationlv.com, and it's all one word together, and you can get the latest schedule. You can see, in fact, if you have it at the show, you want to find out what food booth has your churros in it, it'll tell you. You just ask the bot in there, and it'll tell you where it's at. And all the parking and all of that good information's on there. So it's a good community event, and that's the whole reason why we're doing it.
First week in April for that.
5th and 6th, and then we'll shift in 27 to November, which you mentioned the Thunderbirds, it's actually their homecoming, because that's the end of the air show season, so that's their last show of the year. It's great.
And Jason, where can they get information about the poker tournament?
So Folds of Honor is putting together all the marketing stuff, and we should have that out shortly, so we'll have it available in the room. Probably put it up on our website, and I'm sure Folds of Honor will have it up on theirs. So all the details should be coming within the next couple days.
And I'm sure we'll have it underneath our YouTube as well, with all the links.
Do it there. The links here on this broadcast.
So
yes,
very exciting.
So looking forward to that. Thanks, guys, for joining us.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Honoring Heroes, sponsored by Budweiser. All right, joining us now, scholarship recipient. That's what this is all about here, certainly the scholarships for Folds of Honor. Sebastian McQuigg, former UNLV football player also, by the way. Sebastian, thank you for joining us here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
First of all, tell us the story about, we'll get the tough stuff out of the way first. Your father, certainly, and what led to this, of you being able to. Tell us the story about your father, his bravery, his service, and what he did.
Yeah, absolutely. So my father, Paul McQuigg, he joined the Marine Corps back in 1997, and I was actually born in 2003, so I don't really remember the early years, but I do remember back in 2006, at the time he was a staff sergeant, he was over in Iraq in a Humvee in the passenger side of the vehicle, and the Humvee ran over an IED, which is a roadside bomb. You pack it under some dirt, and upon stepping or any pressure, it explodes, and it exploded on my dad's side of the vehicle. And upon the blast, the explosion, the blast sent shrapnel from the Humvee inside the cabin of the vehicle, and only injured my dad. It kind of made his face unrecognizable. His throat, everything was just shredded up. Lost teeth, lost his tongue. And the way that his buddies will tell, the other 3 Marines that were in the vehicle, they thought he was dead until he crawled out by himself. My dad he said he doesn't remember that, but that's how the story goes. And then he ended up waking up in Virginia, after first being medevaced to Germany and then to Virginia. and then back to our home in Camp Pendleton. And at this time, I'm about 2.5 years old. So I don't really remember much of the family affairs or what was going on in there. But I do remember something very brief when I was a kid, visiting him in the Naval Hospital in Camp Pendleton. And I brought with me my favorite bedtime story at the time. It was Goodnight Moon. I'm sure parents out there are very familiar with that story. That was my favorite bedtime story. And, I was super excited to see my dad for the first time in a while. And I brought the story to his bedside, and I was, saying, Dad, like, read me the story. It was late. I just remember I was so tired, but I was so excited to see my dad. And the only thing my dad could do was just shake his head. He starts crying, and I didn't understand why. I didn't understand why his mouth was wired shut, or he had a metal brace bolted into his skull to keep his reconstructed jaw in place, and feeding tubes coming out of his stomach. Like, I didn't understand that at that age, but I was just so excited to see him, and I wanted my dad to read me my bedtime story that I always loved. And my grandma, she had to pull me away from the side of the bed. His mother had to pull me away, and within that first year of his injury, he actually went under 100, just over 100 surgeries in the first year. And after that, he stopped counting. And he still has them to this day. He actually has another one like next month. But he's made a very, a great recovery since then, and raised me into the man I am today. So I'm very thankful for him.
Bless you and your family.
That's
certainly.
an
Thank you for
amazing
sharing that
story.
story with us.
Thank you.
So you eventually ended up in Vegas at some point?
Yes. So I a few years into elementary school. After elementary school, my dad and I, we moved out into Oceanside, California, playing sports my entire life on Camp Pendleton and Oceanside. And he was actually my coach for a while. When he made that significant recovery, I was playing sports for a youth league on Camp Pendleton all my childhood. It was him and his drill instructor buddies coaching us little kids, so that was fun. Lots of discipline, lots of structure at a young age, and lots of yelling, but it was definitely worth it, and it led me to having a huge passion of playing college football at the Division I level, and landed at UNLV and played there for a few seasons. So it was a great time over there. But I'm actually in Southern California. I'm back in Southern California again.
And so your scholarship, did you use that here at UNLV, or where did you use your scholarship at?
Yeah, so Folds of Honor came into the picture actually during COVID. I was what they call a COVID senior for high school. And for those in California, Gavin Newsom, best governor out there, made a decision that football was not going to be played in the fall. It was going to be played in the spring of that season, my senior year. And the NCAA, they end the recruiting in the winter. Yeah. So all the scholarship offers that, were about to be, shot at me in the official visits, they were canceled, effective immediately because of, the governing system of California. And UNLV was the only one that gave me a shot as a preferred walk-on. Because they didn't have any more scholarships since the recruiting was over. So Folds of Honor came into the picture to help me play college football, fulfill my dream and ultimately make my dad proud to do it for. And I'm actually still a student at UNLV, just doing online school now. And I graduate this May. And Folds of Honor has been there every step of the way since back in 2021.
Guys, any questions? Bob, Jason?
Well, first of all, want to say thank you very much for your dad's service and also to your family. I mean, we in the uniform couldn't do what we do unless we had a family. So you guys have been through a traumatic experience, and I know that's, strengthened your bond and whatnot. But congratulations in getting where you're at and Southern California, huh? Great weather down there, huh? Although Oceanside, Pendleton's got that marine layer stuff coming in, but thank you for what you do and congratulations. And how's your dad doing?
Thank you so much. Yeah, my dad's actually doing great. For after everything that he's been, going through and that he has been through. He's doing well. He's living the retired life in San Diego, like 10 minutes east of downtown. He's now actually a professional scuba diver instructor. He takes a lot of time to teach wounded veterans how to scuba dive, taking them around the world, different countries, different islands, going on scuba diving trips with them. He also has been with Folds of Honor on their speakers bureau like me for quite some time. So he's not doing it anymore, but he was doing it for a while, traveling the country, telling his story and just helping Folds of Honor out, giving back to what they gave to him for what he did. So it's kind of a little pay it forward circle there. But my dad does a lot for the community, was a little bit into politics in Oceanside. He was a police and fire commissioner for a few years there. So he's staying busy. He's staying busy, and he's doing just fine.
And that's important to recovery. So that's great. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
And also, I got to mention UNLV football there for a moment here with Barry Odom as your coach there at UNLV. You certainly did some great things. What position did you play, by the way? And I don't know. I should have researched this before. But position, and what was it like playing for Barry Odom? Very successful here as coach. He's now off to Purdue coaching there, and Dan Mullins is coaching the UNLV. But your UNLV football experience, I want to hear about that a little bit too.
Yeah. So I started back in 2021 when Coach Arroyo was there. And that was, an interesting experience. I came in as a defensive lineman. I played defensive end all throughout high school. And when I got to UNLV, about 250 pounds, they're like, hey, we're going to put you at the interior line for D line. And I was like, okay, that's not really that's never been my thing. So I had to pack on like 30 extra pounds, and it was hard adjusting. And after that first year, they're like, hey, we're just going to put you at the position that we're going to put you back at tight end. That's what you played in high school for a little bit. And I was like, perfect. So then I dropped like about 15 pounds, was a blocking tight end in 2022, and started on special teams as the starting up back for the kickoff return team. So that was fun. That season we went to go play at Notre Dame. Got to come home to San Diego State and play in front of all my friends and family. And then we beat UNR. I don't even like saying Reno, but I'll say it so everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Nevada.
I'll say UNR. We kept the cannon, painted it red. And then about that time, after that season, during that season, I was thinking, man, this actually might be my last year. I was still a walk-on, and I was, I think I just wanted to focus on school and, maybe start thinking about a career after college. So my interactions with Barry Odom were actually very small. I was doing winter workouts with him and his new coaching staff when they first got there, and then after the winter workouts, right before spring ball, I officially retired. But I'm very proud of those boys. I knew all those guys. They won their first bowl game in, I think, decades, and they did a really good job. And I was very proud of them, and just happy to say I guess laid the foundation. I was there for their hard years, and then Barry Odom came in, and he did a really good job, and I'm happy that a lot of my friends were able to win a bowl game and even go to the Mountain West Championship 2 years in a row. That's huge. And I know they're going to keep doing that too with, I think it's Dan Mullins there now, former Florida coach. That's awesome. So, huge. I'm very grateful that I used to play for UNLV.
So what happens now once you graduate? What are you looking forward to starting your next career? Or
actually, I am. I'll be joining the police academy for Las Vegas Metro in June. So I was actually on the campus back in December of 2023. I was in-person student for 3 years, my freshman through junior year. And I was on the campus when the shooting happened. You guys might remember that. Yeah. And I was in the next building, and it was pretty scary, not knowing what was going to happen. And within like 70 seconds, University Police showed up, and then Metro was there like a minute later. And it was just a really interesting experience. And that was something that was in the back of my mind, law enforcement for some time. Growing up in a military family, I had thoughts of joining the military. And my dad, the thing he always said was, I joined the military so you didn't have to. So what's the next best thing? Law enforcement, right? So Metro for Vegas is definitely a passion for me. I'm deep into the background check process right now, and I'm very excited to become a police officer in the city that I love very much. I'm looking forward to moving back too.
Well, bless you, Sebastian McQuigg. Thank you very much for joining us here and talking about your experiences. Looking forward to having you back in Las Vegas working for Metro. I'll try to keep the speed of my 4Runner down so you're not pulling me over too often. That's it.
Shouldn't be hard in the 4Runner, hopefully.
Yeah, the 4Runner. I don't have a Tesla Cybertruck, but have you seen the pictures of the new Tesla Cybertrucks that Metro got donated?
Yeah.
10 of them to Metro here. 10 Tesla Cybertrucks, and they're decking them out in SWAT gear and in Metro colors and everything. So that'll be
super cool.
That'll be interesting. I also
That's very cool.
I also want to mention while we have you here, scholarship window is open right now. You can go to our website to be able to find out more information and how the scholarship. Let's ask you that, okay, in closing, how the scholarship helped you, certainly through Folds of Honor, and how you were able to use it.
Boy, I would not have been able to go to college at all. There was no way. What I knew I wanted to do growing up is I wanted to earn a scholarship playing Division I college football. And when it seemed like that hope was lost because of COVID and California politics, I was wow, like what am I going to do now? And that's one of my dad's friends reached out to him and told him about Folds of Honor, and he told me about it and told me to look into it. And I was kind of a 17-year-old prideful kid. I didn't think there was anything in the world that generous who would care for a kid like me. I don't know these people. I don't know. And foldsofhonor.org. I looked on it, filled out an application, sent in some grades. Talked about my dad's story, my story, and Folds of Honor has been there every step of the way. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been able to play college football. I wouldn't have been able to get a degree that I'm getting in just about 3 months' time, and I wouldn't probably not have my foot in the door for Las Vegas, the police department. So I'm very thankful for Folds of Honor. Folds of Honor has had a huge impact in my life, and not just that, being on their speakers bureau, being able to travel the country and speak with other veterans and other first responders. That's been huge for me, and that's why I will do anything and everything for Folds of Honor. I'm very thankful for them, and they won't just do that for me. They've done that for thousands of kids around the country, and they're looking for thousands more. So just go to that website, apply, and they got your back.
Sebastian, thank you very much. We want to have you come in here to the South Point studio when you get into Vegas, okay? We're going to schedule him as a guest. Don't you think, everybody?
Of course.
Is that thumbs up? Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
I'll come in uniform.
We'll come into that would make it even bless you, and thank you for that. Okay, Sebastian McQuigg, thank you very much. We appreciate that. Bob Jones, Aviation Nation, and Jason Sanborn. Triple P is coming up here from the poker room here. The Patriot Poker at the Point is going to be happening March 27th.
Going to be a good time.
All right. For Susie Draney, I'm Ron Futrell. Got anything else, Susie, you want to throw in here?
No, I think we're good. You covered it. You did
we're
your job.
we're supposed to do this.
We're
supposed to.
We're supposed to have a drink.
Go here and do a tap the cans. There we go.
I'll walk
No,
over.
I'm always the only drinker.
The only drinker.
There you
Yeah,
go.
right.
Hey,
We'll do that.
You're smart.
But we are sponsored by Nevada Beverage.
We are.
So thus
And
that.
Bud Light.
And Bud Light.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Bye for now. Friends of Honor, powered by Budweiser Nevada Beverage. This episode of Friends of Honor was powered by Red, White, and Blue, supporting the mission of Folds of Honor Nevada. Support our sponsors who support Folds of Honor.